All right. Hello. Welcome to Take 5 for Real Estate podcast. This is our second Zoom podcast of this season, and I have two wonderful agents with me today, Andrea Joseph and Tina Schwartz, both with Keller Williams, and they've branded themselves as A to Z Real Estate, which is a good name. How are you guys doing today?
Wonderful. Good morning. How are you?
Good.
And,
Tina?
and about our name, besides just covering it all, her name starts with A and mine ends with Z. So we're all the things in
A
between.
to Z.
Perfect.
Eastern. Yeah.
That's good. That's like
Like
the
us.
Amazon, the smile in Amazon. I never knew the smile in Amazon goes from A to Z. So
A to Z.
You guys are-
We're like the Amazon of real estate.
yeah. Well, good. Well, let's
Yeah,
start out with a
that's
little bit. Andrea, you want to start with kind of your history of real estate, how you got into real estate, and what you've been doing lately.
Great. So I have been in real estate for 10 years. I got into it. I was actually investing in real estate without having my real estate license. And I was buying stuff and holding it and getting renters in there and just really enjoying that whole process. And I thought, I could really kind of expand this and help other people do the same thing. It's not easy buying something and then, figuring out how to get it leased and how to invest well and pick an area, that eventually you're going to, be able to turn around and sell and actually make a profit on it. So that's how I got in. I got my real estate license. I actually started with a boutique up in Dallas when I lived there. My husband's in oil. And then we moved down here to Houston, and I decided that I wanted to be with a company here in town that's a Texas-based company. So I'm with Keller Williams now and love it. It's been great. And we sell all kinds of things, investment property all the way up to luxury. So it's been great.
Good. Tina, what's your path to where you are today?
It's very similar to AJ's in that I had rental property and I would just stick my sign in the ground and rent by owner. And I really liked the process. I liked the negotiations. In particular, I liked the negotiations. I liked helping other people. And so I got my real estate license in 2014 and joined Keller Williams as well.
Yeah. Good. So would you say you guys have a specialty, or you kind of try to cover all bases, or what do you think, Tina?
Our specialty is everything. And really it's client service. We're great at all the real estate aspects, but I think what we're best at is helping a client achieve their goals in the smoothest possible way, because real estate is bumpy.
Yeah. So as a team, what do you bring to the table versus when a consumer works with one agent? Since you guys are a team, what's different for a consumer in that respect, dealing with you guys?
To play on what Tina was saying, real estate can be bumpy, and it is really helpful to have two agents working for you, because sometimes the other side, whether we're representing the buyer or the seller, sometimes the other side is a little choppy to deal with. Sometimes the personality style of the other agent doesn't work with one or both of us well. And as a team, it's pretty intimidating to work with two ladies like us, to be honest. And so we often get what we need in unique ways, because if it's a soft approach, it's usually Tina, and then I come in as the
Bad guy.
The bad cop. But it's great. And then the other piece to it is that, we live in such an instantaneous world, and we need to get information to our clients as quickly as we can. And, meetings and life occurs. And with two of us, we can really cover everything. We get communication back to our clients as more efficient than any other situation. We find that that's the best thing that we hear from our clients is you guys are on top of it. Just appreciate it so much.
Yeah.
And you have two mature women's backgrounds and histories of life experience, and not just our educational backgrounds in life and real estate. It's all of that. It's AJ's design background. It's our investment background as owners and renters. And it's our relocation, because neither one of us started in Houston. So we have all of this life experience on top of a decade of real estate experience.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
So how is the topic of the year, COVID, how has that changed your things in your world and or in real estate in general? So what do you think, Tina?
Go ahead, Tina.
Well, like everybody else, our world has changed. Real estate still really is moving along. We've sold more houses in different ways than we have in past years. We've always been able to sell houses via FaceTime. We've been doing that for years, where we have clients that are coming from other cities and states, where we walk through houses and show them the house and have it buy it sight unseen. But we've had more of that this year. More precautions, more uncomfortable clients trying to figure out what the best time is. And the truth is, real estate doesn't change a lot in that the best time to sell is when your life says it's the best time to sell. The best time to buy is when your life says it's the best time to buy. You're getting married, you're getting divorced, you're having children, you're empty nesting, your job has changed, your lifestyle has changed. We've had a lot of lifestyle changes because you're working from home. You now need an office.
Right.
You need an extra space.
So do you see most of the buyers you worked with this year already owners, or are they coming out of rental units?
We have seen more people coming out of owning homes that are not working for them.
Yeah.
Basically, it was like the first house, the first starter house, and they're realizing that house is just not going to fit. We all have such busy lives that usually when you buy your house and you're still, kids are in school and you're working at the office, you don't pay attention to your house. But people that have gotten into their houses have realized, wait, they're spending way more time here and it's not really working for them. So yeah, I would say, and the rental market, they are entering because interest rates are so low. They are excited to get out there. There is just not a lot of inventory. So that's been a tough one. It's
lower
not that
price point.
It's just, there's just not a ton at Booth. There's some sellers that are just not ready yet. They're wondering if COVID's an issue. And that's been our biggest educational platform, is letting people know, like Tina said, the time to sell is when your life is calling you to make that change.
That's a good way of saying it. Yeah. So what about next year? Do you think we'll have more of the same this year? Less inventory, more people making life changes, more people needing to get the right house? Or will something change? Let's say we get a vaccine and we're all back to what was close to normal anyway. What do you think for next year, Tina?
I think that COVID has changed people's mindsets. They're still thinking and evaluate, well, what do I want the next 5 years to look like in case something happens? This is a new reality. COVID may end, we may get a vaccine, but it's a new reality that this may come again, that we have to be prepared for those kind of things financially and house-wise. So I think people are going to continue on this vein for the next year of, where do I need to place myself?
Yeah.
Yes.
It's interesting.
And I think, you're the professional as far as the money part of things, but as long as interest rates are as phenomenal as they are right now, and you and I can't really predict that, but it is just a wonderful opportunity for people to trade up. They have more borrowing power, or their first time home buyers are getting in this market for the first time. They're able finally to do that. There's lots of product out there that'll make purchasing a home a little bit easier. So
it's a crazy time not to buy.
Crazy time not to buy.
That's the reality. The cost of renting is so expensive. If you bought a house today and in 5 years you could sell it for the same amount of money, you've made all the money you would have spent in rent.
So true.
That adds up to hundreds of thousands of dollars. If you're spending $2,000 or $3,000 in rent a month, start multiplying times 12 and times 5 and see what you get, because it's a massive number. So it is expensive to rent in ways that people don't always think about.
Yeah, good point. And I think with the inventory issue that we have in Houston and maybe the rest of the country, there's only pressure for prices to go up. So kind of the sooner the better over the next few years, assuming rates stay low, which the Fed has promised to keep rates low. We've just issued a ton of debt.
Yay! To
keep the economy rolling. And so hopefully we'll slow down on that a little bit. But yeah, just was this morning. I'm talking to a guy that's buying a jumbo. He's getting a $700,000 loan on $1.1 million, and I'm quoting him 2 3/4. I'm like, I just want to hang up the phone and say, I just said 2 3/4 to a jumbo buyer. It's like, ooh,
Jumbo.
Last year,
jumbo.
Yeah, it's crazy. So, okay. So
My
what about
jumbo fixed is phenomenal.
Say it again.
My jumbo 30-year fixed is phenomenal.
Yeah.
That
You personally, you mean?
Yeah.
Yep.
That I got earlier this year, and it's just unbelievable that I have a 30-year fixed jumbo at that rate. It's like, okay, I should buy another one.
How many primary homes can
Crazy.
you have? Okay, so what about the question I added to the list today? What's a story-worthy transaction that you can share with us? I don't know if you guys have different ones or one that sticks out.
We have many. Where do you want to go? What story? We don't want to take too much of Owen's time. What story do you want to tell?
There's so many. I think the most fun one for us as agents was new construction. We had a buyer who was buying luxury from new construction from a builder. And on closing day, somehow, no matter, we had all the amendments in and everything, the builder and the buyer were $57,000 apart on what they thought the transaction should look like. And the buyer was already moving in his furniture in before all the final docs were closed with permission from the seller.
Make sure, we had permission.
With permission from the seller, and the seller stopped moving in right this second until we get this resolved. And it took Andrea being in the room with the buyer and the listing agent being in the room with the seller in a different room in the title company, and me going back and forth. And I want to say it took about 4 hours.
Yes.
And we closed the deal. And the builder's like, I don't want to take one item at a time because you're just going to take all of my money. And I said, I understand. We realize that. And I just went back and forth from room to room and mediated the closing. And that's one of the benefits of having a partnership.
Right.
And in the end, that builder is now our client.
Yes.
Oh, that's
that
awesome.
was fun.
He actually said, if you all can negotiate a deal like that, where your buyer was literally skittish and not happy with the situation, and you can get him to the table and me to the table and work this out where we both were just a tiny bit uncomfortable, you're my agents.
That's awesome. Good for you. That's almost like
there's one more funny one.
Okay, good.
We put a luxury lease on the market last week.
Yes.
There was a technical difficulty, and somehow on Zillow it said this beautiful $1 million+ house was for sale for $7,000. How many phone calls did you get, AJ?
I am probably over 500 phone calls. I have about 1,000 emails from Zillow. It has been crazy, crazy.
I assume it's off by now.
Yeah, it got syndicated to a third party, to Zillow and all the other affiliates that are out there. There's thousands of them. It got syndicated as a sale, and I cannot fix it with Zillow. So I cannot stress enough. I'm sure you know this, Owen. We can't tell you enough. If people are out there starting to look, that is a great place to start to get your appetite kind of wet. But when you're really seriously looking, you need to be with agents, you need to be with a lender, and you need to be looking at our real estate sites, really at HAR. And anything from our website, that's all in real time. But it was just crazy, and we're laughing. But yeah. I mean, even my office is blowing up there.
We're getting calls from other agents going, what the heck did you do?
And it really was not an issue with agents or Keller Williams. It's really a Zillow issue. So
almost any publicity is good publicity.
I totally agree with you. We train a lot in the office, and we're training those agents that are on property desks just to see this as a win. We got a new buyer out of this. She's looking in a different area. She's a doctor. We're looking at a $500,000 house. It's not a problem for us. So.
Yeah.
And we already got it leased.
Yeah.
And the new tenants are moving on Monday. And we showed up yesterday to show them the house one more time and took sidewalk chalk and wrote their names on the sidewalk. So when they walked up, it said, welcome home, family and with pictures, so that way they have a really good introduction.
It's a nice touch.
Yeah.
Well, this has been fun. What's a good way to contact you guys? What's the best way for someone to find you?
Go ahead, Tina. I'll let you.
We have a dual email that gets to both of us at the same time. It's A to Z real estate. No, A to Z. I have to make sure I get all the words right because it's.
I am forgetting.
I know it's once you save an email, you never know exactly what's in there.
Well, I don't have to. I just text it to people, and I have a shortcut. It's A to Z real estate team at gmail.com, and that's ATO real estate team,
right.
not the number, but ATO Z real estate team.
And Tina is actually the best person to reach out to first. Her phone number is 281-546-7370, and it's Tina Schwartz. And I'm Andrea Joseph, or AZ.
I answer all of my phone calls. I love talking to people, and I'm not trying to sell. We're not trying to sell. We love to help you, but our job is not to sell real estate. Our job is to help you get to your goals, and we get paid for doing it well.
Yeah. Excellent. Well, I enjoyed it. Thank you guys very much.
Thanks, Owen. It was really great seeing you.
Keep doing those loans, Owen. We like it.
We like it.
Yep, I'll do it.
Definitely, if you guys haven't already talked to Owen, he is so knowledgeable. He actually did my mortgage earlier this year successfully with COVID, locking everything down during the hardest time to get a loan, got it through when it was supposed to. And I'm in this great house with a amazing interest rate on a 30-year fix. Totally knocked it out of the park. So thank you, Owen.
Thank you, Owen.
Thanks, guys. Talk to you later.